you here. So if you remember, I left off here when I did the Highway 5 from Highway 24, where the western beginning or end of it, depending which direction you're coming, to Clapham Corner. Well, I actually have to go pick up something in a store in the Oakville Burlington border, and I thought, well, I might as well come down and do a little more of it. So I am on Highway 5 again, and I just passed through Clapson's Corner, and I am heading off, hopefully, to where the Highway 5 crosses the 403 expressway. Now, as you can see, this is, you know, a typical box center that you expect to see in pretty much every area in North America nowadays. But when I first moved up here, this was all farm field or scrub. There was nothing here. And this has all been here probably, I'm going to say, in the last 10-12 years. And it's not full. Originally there was a bunch of stores that came in, and because they thought this was going to be the next big area. And one of them was Target, who, if you're familiar with what happened in Canada, they went bankrupt because they didn't understand the Canadian market. And there was a few other places that pretty much did the same thing. So the box center here is not filled, not by a long shot. You know, we got Walmart and you know, a few stores, but it's not full with every single box store on the planet. These the subdivisions here on either side, these were done about the same time. But again, this when I moved out here, this was all scrub. There wasn't much here. There was actually an active farm out here, and right here, up around here is when you started to get houses. This is actually, you're coming into Waterdown now, and this was sort of the outskirts of the built-up area. Now this Waterdown, if you go look it up on the map, you just Google Waterdown, Ontario, you can see how just massive it is with housing. A lot of people that actually work in Toronto or in the GTA live here because housing here is so much cheaper than it is even like 5 miles down the road. Believe it or not, these townhouses used to be where there was like a convention center that used to hold weddings and you know, banquets and stuff like that. And of course, that was like probably 30-40 years ago, and it's been pretty much empty. And there was even a hotel there, because Highway 5 used to be, you know, before the expressway was built, was like a major thoroughfare. This lane ends. The shopping mall here that was built probably in the 60s and 70s was the you know, the big boom shopping area for Waterdown, and it's had ups and downs and whatnot. Now right here is actually what would have been downtown Waterdown. Got a couple nice restaurants and shops, but it's, you know, what you think of a village. Just have to be careful because people are focusing on themselves and not what's going on around them around here when you're on a motorcycle. Now, of course, with Highway 5 being, even though it's not a highway, being a, you know, a heavy thoroughfare, this place is absolutely insane during rush hour, which is early in the morning, starting around 7 o'clock till about 9:30 or so, and then it starts again around 4 o'clock and runs that way till, you know, about 6 or so. And this is like bumper to bumper traffic because it's only one lane when you go through Waterdown. And this is here where the Grindstone Creek is sort of like the end of, this is where Waterdown got its name from. There's a few houses up here, and then it was all farmland. It was. You won't believe what happens when we crest this hill. Now on the left here used to be a garden center, which is probably one of the best garden centers in the whole area. Family run. Just had amazing selection. Everything was all locally grown. And it's been bought out because I guess there's a condo going in here. Just gonna get over so the speed fiends can get by me. Now this was all farmland, and I mean farmland. And then this is probably the last 5 to 7 years, and they're going like crazy, like absolutely batshit crazy. Yeah, that goes nearly a kilometer deep of houses, and they've all been built in the last like I say 5 to 7 years, and looks like they have another commercial set of buildings coming in here. It's just crazy. Now, like, what's really weird is they've been planning a Highway 5 bypass. In other words, to get around, to move the traffic from coming down here to a different, like a bypass around town. And people have been fighting it like crazy, but at the same time they're complaining about the traffic. It's like, you gotta pick one. Now I think the bypass will eventually have to be built, but it's just like, it's just crazy. Like I say, this was all farmland here, nice and quiet. And you see they're getting ready to build another bunch of townhouses. Believe it or not, there used to be a small shopping center here with this Tim Hortons, and this is all being torn down because they're building more. Oh, they do not have synchronized stoplights out here at all. Now the interesting is Waterdown's actually on top of the escarpment. Now when we get up a little further, you'll actually get an idea what the escarpment is like. Like anybody who lives out here, it's just like, oh, it's just the escarpment, or the hill, or whatever you want to call it. Now the actual Niagara Escarpment, as it's called, runs from Niagara Falls, you know where the waterfall is, all the way up to see what these guys on the bicycles are thinking about going. Oh, I can't think of the name now. So that's the letter T. I'm thinking Temiskaming, but that's probably the wrong name. Tobomori, there we go. And it's quite an interesting geological thing. I think the United Nations got it as a heritage site or whatever. Now this area here, I don't think they can do any building because it's protected by the Niagara Escarpment Commission. Getting towards the edge here. That looks like someone's putting a new roof on their house. And now you get an idea. This is the top of the escarpment, and this is the cut they put in there to put this road in, like probably, I'm going to say 70 years ago. And now we're heading down. And we're heading down into Burlington. And you can see off in the distance, like, there's Burlington, Oakville, Mississauga, all the way into Toronto. It's kind of a cloudy, hazy day. We've got we had a weather front starting to come through. The reason I'm out right now is it's supposed to rain later tonight and tomorrow, so I thought it's a little, and it's going to get humid this afternoon, so I thought I'd go out while it's still cool, or coolish. And that's why we're sort of getting all the mist and stuff in the air, the haze.